Over the last century, 1,000 ships have been reported lost without a trace in the Bermuda Triangle. Using state-of-the-art technology, we're going to unlock one of the ocean's deepest secrets. Can science prove if a recently discovered natural phenomenon could be dragging ships down to a watery grave? We will reopen the investigation into the Triangle's oldest myth, the doomed Flight 19, a routine mission interrupted, but by what? And we'll reveal a new mystery that until now was unexplained. Here, the truth can be far stranger than fiction. There are powerful, some would say evil, forces at work out here. Since 1492, when Columbus first sailed into the area and saw strange lights in the sky, the list of bizarre disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle has grown. Thousands of ships and planes have simply vanished without a trace. No warning, no distress calls, no wreckage. The Triangle covers the seas between Bermuda to Miami, down to Puerto Rico, 1.5 million square miles of treacherous water. Hurricanes, intense storms and rough seas are the main killers out here. The weather can change from benign to deadly in a matter of minutes. But according to the Coast Guard, around 120 boats vanish each year without a trace. It is these unexplained disappearances that keep the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle alive. Richard Weiner has written many bestsellers about bizarre forces at work in the Triangle.
We don't know our own planet. We know more about the moon. We're probably learning more about Mars than we know of our own planet. We know about the Earth, but we don't know about the sea.
The boatyards of Key West echo with stories of those who never came back. In 1898, Joshua Slocum was the world's most famous sailor. He was the first man to sail solo around the world in his boat, the Spray. Yet in 1909, this man who had defied pirates and hurricanes sailed into the Bermuda Triangle and was never seen again. For years, stories of giant sea monsters, cosmic time warps, spinning compasses, and holes in the ocean that swallowed ships have echoed throughout the world. And the disappearances continue.
I would say there's some kind of a anomaly going on down there that we can't explain. Something that goes on down far, far below the deepest rays, the last rays of sunlight. Way down, there's something going on down there.
If Richard Weiner is right, you'd have to be brave or foolish to dive into the Bermuda Triangle. Graham Hawkes, explorer and submersible designer, intends to do just that.
We have all these mysteries in the Bermuda Triangle. And they exist because here's the surface of the ocean, the light bounces off of that, a ship sinks through that and it's gone. And we don't really know where it's gone. I mean, what we can do with these new tools, the Aviator, is just to peel the lid off of that and go down and look. And guess what? They're all there.
Down here is also perhaps the answer to the greatest of all Bermuda Triangle mysteries, the strange disappearance of Flight 19. 6 months after the end of World War II, Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale on the east coast of Florida was still busy. The 14 members of routine training Flight 19 had just departed on their final qualifying flight over water. In charge was an experienced pilot, Lieutenant Charles Taylor. The flight would take them east to the Bahamas and then back again in just over 2.5 hours. Solving the Bermuda Triangle's iconic myth will take all Phil's experience. But there is one mystery that he can clear up immediately. 4 miles out to sea, Graham has found a strange wreck. It's not clear how she got here. Many who know these waters believe they are the most dangerous in the world. But how do they get such a fearsome reputation?
There's still things happening in the Triangle today. We don't hear about them. I would say at least once a week, maybe twice a week, some obscure Bahamian fisherman just never comes back from fishing, just disappeared. so commonplace out there that they don't make a big issue of it.
Sailors talk of massive freak waves appearing as if from nowhere and hammering ships into oblivion. Could this bizarre but real phenomenon account for one of the most baffling ship disappearances? The Marine Sulphur Queen, a 500-foot cargo ship, was in good order when she left Texas for Virginia. Early on February the 4th, 1963, she sent a routine radio message from 270 miles west of the Keys. A few hours later, the Sulphur Queen and her 39 crew were never seen again. There is another old mariner's tale that describes the sea literally opening up and swallowing ships. Could there be any truth in this? The first clue emerged in 1985 when cameras captured these extraordinary pictures. An oil platform in the North Sea had punctured a vast gas pocket beneath the seafloor and very nearly sunk. Gas deposits like this exist all around the coastlines of the world, and the Bermuda Triangle is no exception. Trapped in the sediment, the methane gas is highly volatile. An undersea earthquake or landslide could release the gas into the waters above. Could gas bubbles really create a hole in the ocean? Naval physicist Professor Bruce Donado has come to Florida to find out. Up until now, it's all been theory. The experiment is large-scale and will be the first of its kind. Bruce is going to be helped on the practical side by Hollywood special effects designer Phil Beck. No one has ever attempted an experiment like this before. The aim is to recreate a small-scale methane gas eruption similar to the one that happened in the North Sea. So they are building a large lattice of pipes which will then be sunk onto the seafloor. They will then pump in a vast amount of air which behaves like methane into the lattice. The air will then be forced out of the pipes through small holes into the water above. By mid-afternoon, the divers have lowered the lattice to the seafloor. The plan is to blow a mass of air into the sea above and try and create a hole in the water. With all the pipes connected, they're now ready to start the experiment. With 25% air in the water, the boat should have sunk. However, there is something they haven't anticipated. There is a neutralizing effect in the center of the bubble field, which means the sinking zone must be just outside the center. Time is running out, and there is only one more thing Bruce can try. They've done it. A gas eruption in the ocean really could sink a boat. In the Triangle, gas hydrate deposits amount to more than 70 times the gas used by the entire USA in a single year. That's enough to sink a whole fleet of freighters. The chances of being in the wrong place at the wrong time are slim, but possible. So it seems there is truth in the old mariner's tales. Some of the more bizarre disappearances are turning out to have very real explanations. In 1991, Graham Hawkes stumbled onto a mystery himself. At first, he thought he'd found the remains of Flight 19. He promised the media an answer within 2 weeks. After studying the grainy images taken by an old camera lowered over the side, the team concluded that these aircraft were probably not from Flight 19. But who were they? The answer would turn out to be just as strange.
That wasn't Flight 19. You mean to tell me there's another 5 Avengers linked up here? I'd like nice, easy answers. To me, it's much easier that this is the 5. Of course it's the 5. Of course they went into the sea. Here they are. There's no mystery here. Here they are. No mystery. It's much, much more untidy if it isn't Flight 19, and we have to find out what they are.
Graham Hawkes is now going to return to the Phantom 5, and using a new submersible, he's going to go down there himself and find out once and for all who they are. 12 miles off the coast of Fort Lauderdale, a state-of-the-art scientific research vessel is also going to join the hunt for the lost Avengers. Graham has waited 12 years for this moment. It will take 15 minutes to reach the seabed, 734 feet below the ship. In the back of the submersible is Harold Larkin, an expert on Avenger design. The trip is deeply personal to Harold because not only did he fly Avengers, but one of his relatives was on Flight 19 when it disappeared. This submersible can take Graham deeper and is perfect for detailed forensic work. The object of the mission is to find each wreck's unique code called the Bureau number. This is the only way to make a definite identification. The sonar signal is getting stronger, but there is no record in the naval archives of another flight of 5 Avengers going down at the same time in the same place. The mystery deepens. The fuselage number, FT-23, means it came out of Fort Lauderdale. But it's not enough to identify the aircraft. When an Avenger was lost, the same number was often reused on its replacement. And with no tail, there's no bureau number. The wing flaps are down, which means the plane ditched. But why may never be known.